All right, former President Trump heads to Asheville, North Carolina today to tour areas suffering from the devastation of Hurricane Helene. Even a month after the storm made landfall, more than 500 roads are still closed and 30 people are still missing. And frustrated locals say that doesn't even begin to capture the scope of this storm. Tony Cagiola is a small business owner in Asheville, and he joins me now. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this has been your life now for about a month. So give us an update. Tell us, first of all, how this storm impacted you and your businesses, and also what is life in Asheville like right now?
Well, definitely we've transitioned, out of the rescue to recovery. This time of year, instead of seeing the trash and that debris, we should be seeing customers. And the thing I love about the village is they can walk into a restaurant and they'll have 4 or 5 bags from some of the other small retail boutique stores in that area. So we work together very closely as a community. We do have a merchants group. We work together, we plan together. The photograph you're showing now was the night before the storm on Friday. We had a 3.5-day weather event where we had saturation. The city did a really good job, and they blew down our downpipes to make sure that we can flow water. But once the Shenandoah River, which runs right in front of us from east and west, it blew its bank. And that's the photograph you're seeing there, where that water jumps its bank and it uses the road, because the road is the least path of resistance. And that was that torrent water that you saw going into the Biltmore Village. Yeah. And the same thing, the Biltmore Village is getting ready for their Christmas events. We were all planning in the village. We were going to do window decorations, for Christmas, a little bit different than what we do. We were having a month-long event during Christmas. This is the high holiday of Western North Carolina.
That's a good point.
This is when we see it.
Yeah, and Tony, yeah, go ahead. This is where you see a lot of foot traffic, right? And you're going to be still picking up from the storm damage left behind by Hurricane Helene. So I mentioned it, former President Trump, he's going to be in Asheville to tour the damage, and he's going to be making a speech in Shenandoah. How do you hope the former president uses his time there today?
Well, I was in Shenandoah a couple of days ago, and there's still areas of Shenandoah that's cut off. So as the river gets closer to the main road, I think just the sheer devastation will be incredibly impactful for his visit. And when you see, you were seeing some of my stuff in our village, but there are other villages. We're one of many villages, but Shenandoah particularly got hit very hard. That's where the food bank was. Thank goodness they were just starting to transition to another area. So a lot of their food, which goes out to, the underserved, the food underserved in Western North Carolina, as part of the Feeding America program, completely. They're just areas where the river switched back and it was flowing. You just have debris fields, just wipe things out.
Well, you have 5 businesses that were all flooded from this storm. So we're hoping that things turn around for you. And you say that you're seeing incremental gains on the ground, which is giving you hope for the future. And we're glad about that. But we know it is going to be a long road ahead. We thank you so much for serving the military. We've interviewed you before. We appreciate that. We know you married your high school sweetheart as well. You're a great guy, Tony. And we appreciate you for joining us in this early morning. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.